So hi everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel, The Daily 3D Print. And now within the next 15 minutes I'm going to show you how to go from absolute zero to be able to model a simple room in 3D in SketchUp. And if you've never used SketchUp before, this video is for you. So let's get started. So to get started we need to go through a few basics. On the left hand side you find the first tool we're going to go through is the select tool. The next one we're going to go through the line tool, then rectangle, then push pull, orbit, pan, how to zoom in and out, and the basics about groups. So let's get going. So let's get started with the first tool, and it's this one on the left, the line tool, most basic tool we got. Choose a start point, just click with the left mouse button, and then you can follow. I usually follow the axis, so it's parallel with the green axis, or I can move over here till it finds automatically the red axis, like this, or move, follow the green. If you notice down to the right, you can find the length of the line, increase it in real time. So here I can choose my second point, and then I can deselect the tool with escape, and now I've drawn my first line. The line is still active, you can see the icon, so I can start carrying on drawing point 1, point 2, point 3, and the space bar also does the same thing as escape. It deselects the tool, so space bar, deselect it. Second one I'm going to go through is the rectangle tool. Choose the rectangle, choose my first point, so I click with the left mouse button, move it out to the right, like so, and then choose my second point, which is that. And as soon as I click, I've created a surface here, and that's going to be the base to create a 3D model. So to create this 3D model, I click on this push-pull, find the surface, click with the left mouse, and follow. It's like following the blue axis, and then click wherever I like. Also down the bottom you can see the distance in real time. But here I can choose wherever I want, maybe that, and then I can write 2000 millimeters, enter. The other tool that you're going to need is the select tool, and this also is activated either by clicking or pressing the spacebar on the keyboard. So if I press the spacebar, it's active, and then if I want to hold down the left mouse and draw a window over all my geometry, if I want to get rid of it, it's just to click delete on the keyboard. Oh, before I do that, if I go back to show you this orbit button. Orbit is like this. You hold down the mouse wheel, or the left mouse if you click on the button. So if I click on the button, it's left mouse. If I deselect this, I can just hold down the mouse wheel to get the orbit function. And now I can look at the geometry. There's also underneath orbit, there's pan, so I hold down the left mouse and I can move from side to side, from left to right, or forward and backwards. And the third is the zoom function. There's no button for this, you just use your mouse and the middle wheel. So if I scroll backwards I zoom out, scroll forwards I zoom in. So press down the mouse wheel, I can go back into orbit and take a look. Yeah, that's just some basics you're going to need. So now we're going to take the select tool, draw a window around all the geometry and delete it. Because now I'm going to show you how to create a room in 3D. So we're going to start with a rectangle. Usually start in the origin where all the axes meet each other as my first point. And then it doesn't need to be so big, this room. I can make it, I can click out a rectangle and then write 3000 by 4000 millimeters and then enter. And then spacebar to go back into select. So I'll zoom in here, hold down the scroll wheel or the mouse wheel so I can orbit and take a look, and you can see that it's just created a surface. There's no thickness, there's nothing in 3D just now. So the second part to this tutorial is to click on the line. I find the edge here, I just click anywhere I like, go down, not all the way to the edge though, click and then come this way, click. Next step, we're going to take the push-pull. And push-pull is always looking for a surface, so you see it's not found anything here, but when I move it to the right, all of a sudden it finds the surface. If I carry on, it finds the floor surface. But it's the walls we want to make into 3D, so I click on the wall surface, move it up, and I can write 2000 and then enter. And then we're going to give the floor a little thickness too. We can go up and yeah, 100 millimeters, fine, with enter. So created. Just to pan around, when I look underneath, you see it's taken away the surface. If this happens, it's just to activate the line tool and draw a new line on an existing line, like this, to create a new surface. Yeah, so the next step, we're going to draw the window. We're going to use the rectangle tool for this, and we're just going to really choose a spot on the wall on the left hand side, point number 1, draw it down to the right and then click again. So I've got my rectangle, and then to create a hole we need to use push-pull. Now push-pull, if I was to click on the surface and move to the right, I see I'm going to create some 3D geometry. And that's not what we want. We want to create a hole. So if I go through the wall instead and find the outside face, on face it says, well I'll just orbit and show you what I'm doing here. Right. There, on face, when I click here, it creates the hole. Now the next step, and something that's extremely important in SketchUp, I can't say it enough, you need to do this all the time. And that is to group your objects. If you don't group your objects, when you're modeling, they're all going to stick together. It's like it sticks like glue. So we take the select tool, make a window around all the geometry, right click and choose make group. And now I'm going to make the table for the room. And I'm going to do it outside of this geometry at the side. So I use the rectangle, and again I can just draw out a little rectangle, it don't matter, and then I can do the dimensions 1000 by 750 and enter. So there we created the first surface for the tabletop, but we need to give it a thickness because it's only just 2D at the minute. We do that with the push-pull. Click on push-pull, find the surface and click with the left mouse and then move it upwards, and then I can have this 35 millimeters, enter. And then when I'm happy with that, I can either take the spacebar, click the spacebar, or click on select, draw a window around just the table geometry, the tabletop, till it's all selected. Another way you can do this, if I deselect it, is to triple click on the geometry. So 3 times with the left mouse button, everything is selected. Then it's just to right click and make group. So now we've got 2 groups, one group here and one group here. Now I'm going to move the table up so it's the right height, so when I move it into the room it's placed perfectly on the floor. And we're going to do this with the move. So I select the tabletop and go to move, which is this one, And I don't really need to click on the table, I can click at the side or anywhere. Click, follow the blue axis, you see it's following the blue axis here. Like so, and just write 800 millimeters. And enter. Now in SketchUp, there's so many different ways to do the same thing, and a lot of people work differently. If we was all going to model this table, we would all probably do it in a different way, but this is just the way I do it. I'm going to do the legs from the underneath of the table. I'm going to use the rectangle tool for this. A rectangle, my first point is the corner point, and then just click out the rectangle somewhere, and then the dimensions, I'm going to make it 40 millimeters by 40 millimeters. Enter. Like so. And to give the legs a thickness, it's going to be push-pull. Click on the surface and zoom in a little bit. Click on the surface, and you see I can move it down. And if I don't know where to end here, I can just use the finished floor as a guide. As soon as I hold it here on the edge in group, that's where I want my table leg to be. So now I've drawn my table leg. I'm going to click on the space bar, triple click on the leg to select all the geometry, right click, make group. Very important, make group. So there we have it, we created a group, and now it's just to add a copy using the move tool. There is no copy command in SketchUp. You need to use move and then press Control on the keyboard, so you get this little plus icon at the side, and then I'm going to use this as my base point to create a copy, and click on the corner here. Back to the select tool, which is the space bar, and then I'm going to select the other leg at the same time. So I've got to hold down shift and click on the other leg, and then again move, press Control on the keyboard, and now I get the little plus icon, zoom in, click on the corner and move it out to the end. There we've got a little simple table. Perfect. And now take the select tool again, select all the geometry, right click and make group, like so, and then it's just to move it into the room. So I take move, the shortcut for move is M on the keyboard. So I press M, I get this move tool. I can click on the corner of the table leg or anywhere I like. Follow the red axis to move it in and click. Wait. Like so. Orbit around by pressing the mouse wheel, and I can see it's a little bit off center. Maybe I want to move it this way. And maybe move it a bit more into the room. Like this. Perfect. Now the next step, we could actually model a simple chair, but I wanted to show you something that's really fantastic in SketchUp, and that is the 3D warehouse over on the right hand side. Here it's like a massive library full of 3D models. You can just choose and bring it into your model. So let's go in there and take a quick look. I want to search for chair and enter. So here we've got a lot of chairs showing up. I actually like this chair because it's only 125 kilobytes, and we need to keep the file size down. It can quickly escalate if you're choosing chairs that's like this one, 8 megabytes instead of 100 kilobyte. So it's just a good way to keep your file size down. So we press this button, download, and when we click it, it's going to come directly into the model. There we go, place it under the table where it should be, orbit round, and there we got it, a chair on the table. And now just to make it look slightly better, we can go back into the 3D warehouse. We can search for a plant. again, we're trying to look for a plant really that's quite small in memory size. So what we got? We want to find something around, yeah, this one's good, 600 kilobyte. Download, bring it straight into the model, place it and move it around wherever you like. Yeah, and there's the finished room. It went extremely quick and you've gone from zero experience to being able to 3D model this fantastic room. So thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time where we're going to go through groups versus components and how to avoid mistakes.